All right, my fellow fasters, are you water fasting? Or maybe you're bone broth fasting? Or maybe you're just cutting out snacks and changing how you eat? Whether you're actually fasting with us or whether you just have an open mind and want to be your best and want to learn, welcome. We are getting ready for day 3 of our water fast. It is the second day, the end of the second day of our water fast. And for those of you that have been water fasting with me, do you realize that you have now been fasting for 48 hours? Wow. So you probably stopped eating Sunday night around this time, Monday night, Tuesday night. You have been fasting for 48 hours. Wow. So in my previous video, which was shot this morning, because I had a little mishap yesterday, I went over everything to expect for day 2, which is today. Tonight, we are going to cover what to expect for day 3, what's happening in your body, what miracles are happening, what questions do you have? Have you sent me any questions? I need you to send me your questions so that when I go live every night from here on out, 7 p.m., so I'll go live tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m., Thursday at 7 p.m., mark your calendars, Friday at 7 p.m. Whatever questions that you have, whatever help you need, whatever support you need, post your questions in the comments and I will answer those questions on our next broadcast. So if you have any questions right now and I've got time, I'm happy to answer them. But I would rather have all the questions given to me beforehand. You can either put them in the comment section below this video, or you can Facebook message me, CJ Benkert on Facebook, or like I said, the comment section. All right, so how's everybody doing? How many of us are fasting? I don't want you to feel bad if you're not fasting. I want to just briefly review the fasting pyramid. So you have a pyramid of fast, like a fasting ladder, actually. So how do we get to like this ideal point of fasting? Do we just start with the 5-day water fast? Not necessarily. So the first rung of the ladder, the first step you can take, let's just say you've never seen me before, you don't even know who I am. I'm Dr. CJ Benkert with Pura Vida Wellness. I am helping you, guiding you, motivating you, and inspiring you to live your purest life in mind, body, and spirit using fasting, intermittent fasting, fasting mimicking, whole foods, ketosis, non-ketosis, diet variation, a little bit of everything, depending on your body and what you need. But I'm here to support you and teach you and help you discover the power of your body to heal. Do you believe that your body can heal? So if you've never seen me before, or you're not a client of mine and you're just curious about what this 5-day fast is all about, here's the ladders that you can go up, each little rung of the ladder that you can go up to start making changes. So if you're just eating the standard American diet right now, what I call the SAD diet, then the first step to take is number 1 step. So take notes, please. Re-watch this video and take notes. Take notes because when you write it down, you're going to remember it. You're going to hold it in. Knowledge is power. You want to be healthier, be your best self, take notes so that you can really own this information. So the first step of the ladder for anybody that's never done any type of fasting, no clean eating, no ketosis, no diet variation, no fasting mimicking, etc., is to stop snacking. So step number 1 is stop snacking. So you're just going to eat 3 meals a day. And you're just not going to eat anything between those 3 meals. You might think, oh, I only eat 3 times a day. If you really take a look at how often you eat, most people eat 10 to 20 times a day because you wake up, maybe you have a granola bar, then maybe you have some yogurt, and then maybe you have a handful of nuts, and then maybe you have a couple of eggs, maybe you go to Starbucks and get a double, triple latte, and then you get a breakfast sandwich. And then you actually go to work And then maybe you have, a couple pieces of candy from the candy dish. And then you have lunch, let's say maybe Subway, Coca-Cola, and then you come back to work and now you're tired, so you grab in your drawer for some M&Ms to get your blood sugar back up, get your blood sugar just dropped. So we're constantly, most people, if you really take an honest look at it, you are eating 10 to 20 times a day. Every time you put food in your mouth, every time you eat, even if it's healthy food, it releases insulin, it ages your body, and it takes energy away from your body for healing and longevity and vitality and increased health, basically. So number one step, stop snacking. Only eat 3 meals a day with no snacking in between. That's the number one step. Number two step. Second step is skip breakfast. So I'm not asking you to change your food yet. I'm just saying don't snack between meals. No, step one. Step two, skip breakfast. So now you're going to have just lunch and dinner of whatever you want to eat. So it's pretty easy, right? Next step, maybe this is a month later. That's okay. Third step, now that you have been eating lunch and dinner with no snacking, third step is I want you to start decreasing and taking out your processed foods. The most dangerous processed foods that you can put in your body are hydrogenated fats and vegetable oils. The third thing is processed sugar. The fourth thing are grains. So grains, bad fats, and sugar. Those are the three worst things you can put in your body. So step 3 is to take sugar, grains, and bad fats out of your diet. So no more canola oil, no more processed foods. Now we're going to do whole, real foods, proteins, healthy fats like avocados, coconut oil, macadamia nuts, veggies, no more processed packaged food. So you can have cheesecake if you make it yourself, but no desserts, no food unless you make it yourself, even though it might have different ingredients. But take out this processed sugar, take out the bad fats, the canola oil, the vegetable oils, and take out your grains. So no more breads, no more pastas, no more wheat, no more rice, no more corn. All right? So 1, no more snacks. 2, 2 meals a day. 3, cut out the 4 most dangerous culprits to your health. 3. Okay, so 4. Maybe I should have taken notes. So the next step, the next rung of the ladder is now you want to start reducing your carbohydrates. So we want to start reducing the fruits and the healthy carbs like yams and potatoes. And we want to start doing mostly healthy fats with a little bit of protein. Shouldn't be eating more than about 20 to 30 grams of protein per day. And then all of your carbs should be low carb vegetables. That's pretty much the last step. And that's pretty much what we consider like keto eating, right? And then there's much more to learn above and beyond. But just for anyone here that's maybe they're just starting or they've never seen me before and you want to start working on your health and a 5-day water fast seems crazy to you, then I challenge you to stop snacking. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner only. Raise your hand and comment if you're willing to stop snacking. If you're a client of mine, you've already stopped snacking. You've already gone up each of those ladder rungs. In fact, when you started with me, we basically fast forwarded you. We put you in turbo speed to pretty much the 4th step. Intermittent fasting, whole real foods, a little bit of protein, lots of low carb vegetables. And we actually took all oils and fats out for the first 40 days so that you could clean and cleanse your body and you could put yourself into a fasting mimicking state. So right now we're doing a 5-day water fast, but maybe you're doing bone broth with the water fast. That's okay. Maybe you're doing a little bit of herb tea. That's okay. Wherever you're at, I want to meet you where you are. So any change you make along the continuum of health, any improvement that you make is going to be positive for you. So modify it how you need to, ask me questions, but a pure water fast, which is what I'm primarily teaching on right now. And if you have questions about other types of fast, please don't hesitate to ask. But a pure water fast is what my water fasting guide covers in detail. So if you're watching this and you have not registered for this 5-day water fast, if you want to receive all of these videos, all of these training videos via email so that you can have them and watch them for later, you need to register. So wherever you're watching this, there should be somewhere in that group, whether it's my personal page, my Pura Vida Wellness business page, my Pura Vida Wellness with Dr. CJ community page, or maybe you're a tribe member of mine and you're listening in the Facebook Pura Vida Wellness tribe. In that group, in that Facebook group, or on my personal page or on my business page is a link to register for the 5-day water fast. So you're more than welcome to listen. You're more than welcome to learn without registering. But if you want some ongoing support, you want to receive this 5-day water fast guide that takes you through every step of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of instructions, tips, benefits, what to look for, what to make sure you're doing, because please do not do a water fast without help and guidance and coaching. So I'm your coach. I'm your health and nutrition coach. My purpose is to be a leader in love and light so that I can help transform other people's lives in mind, body, and spirit using these amazing natural healing strategies so that we can thrive, not just survive. So are you just surviving or are you thriving? If you want to thrive, there is nothing more powerful than a water fast. Dr. Thomas Seyfried, who wrote the book on cancer as a metabolic disease based on over 100 years of clinical studies and research, determined that one 7-day water fast a year decreases your chances of cancer by 95%. I definitely would say that that is a reason, if not the only reason, to help your body and to embark on this 5-day water fast. If you want to go 7, great. Many of my clients are going 7 days. We did this in January. Many of my clients extended to do 7 days. We have an amazing fasting mimicking program available. You can purchase the kits in my office. We can ship them to you. I will discount those kits to anybody that wants to partake. It's called Pro Loan. And if you purchase them through my office, you're going to get the professional Pro Loan kit, which you can only buy from a physician. And I will give you a discount on that Pro Loan professional kit if you order it through me. If you go to Pro Loan on the website, there's a basic kit. It's not as clean. It's not as dialed down. It still has some things in it that are allergens and can react and create inflammation in the gut. The Pro Loan professional kit, which is only available from certified practitioners of the Pro Loan system, which I am one of, is available in my office. So we will reduce and discount that kit, and I can talk about that more on day 4 and 5. Okay, so we're going to go to day 3. We're 48 hours into it. We're finishing up day 2. Whoop, whoop! Tomorrow's hump day. Hump day, hump day. Yeah, I know, I'm a dork. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's the 3rd day. Once we get past tomorrow, woo, it's all downhill from there. Woohoo! So easy. This is so easy to do this. All right, so what can we expect for tomorrow? What's happening in our body tomorrow? Well, on day 3, after 72 hours, first of all, you're already in ketosis. We already know that, right? Wrote down some notes. I left them in the other room. We're already in ketosis. We started in ketosis somewhere around, depending on the health of your body and how clean your body is and how many times you've done this, you should have started producing ketones, burning fat for fuel instead of sugar, by about hour 13, 15, and then we would get to hour 17 of the fast. Now we've turned on autophagy, which is self-eating. We're going to maximize. So there's an autophagy dial. The switch doesn't get turned on until hour 17 of a fast. And then as soon as you hit hour 17, now we're going to turn up that dial. Self-eating, killing cancer cells. Remember, bad cells can't adapt. We're going to turn up that dial. We're going to reach maximum full speed autophagy, full speed cellular healing, full speed cleanup of cellular debris and cancer cells and bad cells by hour 72. So autophagy goes from 17 to 72 hours. So right now we're on hour 48. We're deep into autophagy. We're definitely producing ketones because we're burning fat for fuel. Because by day 3, what we know happens based on research and clinical studies, when you fast, when you first start fasting, guess what's really high with most Americans eating the standard American diet, the SAD diet? What's high when you start is insulin and glucose. The most damaging, inflammatory, aging hormone in the body is insulin. The most protective hormone in the body that favors fat burning is glucagon. So right now, before you started, your insulin was high, your glucose was high. Every day that you fast, what we see based on clinical studies is the insulin comes down. Nice. The glucose goes down. Sweet. And then guess what goes up? Ketones go up. I'm sorry. Let's start down here. I'm looking at my screen. I'm a little, anyway. Okay, ketones go up. Boom, 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 boom. Human growth hormone, whoop, whoop, goes up. Boom, 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 boom. Let's talk about human growth hormone. So glucose and insulin slowly go down. Human growth hormone and ketones and healing properties and autophagy go up. So exactly what you want to have going up in your body is happening each day of the fast. Stem cells go up. Ketones go up. Autophagy goes up. Human growth hormone, which is what I want to focus on tonight. Human growth hormone. What is human growth hormone? Human growth hormone, or what we call HGH, are the core controlling hormones that are responsible for various functions in the human body. The presence of this hormone in your blood gives you youth, energy, vitality, beauty, and resilience. Who here wants youth, energy, vitality, beauty, and resilience? Raise your hand, comment below. Do you want those things? Well, then you want human growth hormone. But do you know what happens as we age? Human growth hormone slowly declines. Normally. But you can keep human growth hormone more steady by fasting. You don't have to take human growth hormone. You don't have to spend money on human growth hormone and deal with the side effects and dangers of actually taking a hormone, looking for an outside-in fix. You can increase human growth hormone in your body naturally by fasting. So on day 3, human growth hormone starts kicking in. Ketones are on the rise. We actually have a human growth hormone spike by tomorrow. And that's why tomorrow is a day that if you're feeling a little tired or a little hungry, then by tomorrow, day 3, it's kind of the magic day, hump day, hump day. By day 3, you should start feeling better because now we've got that human growth hormone spike. And we now know that human growth hormone gives you energy, youth. I think I have a lot of human growth hormone going on right now, even though it's only day 2. I know, I'm a dork. Okay, so that's human growth hormone is youth, energy, vitality, beauty, resilience. It's also used to promote new tissue. So when we see raises in human growth hormone, you can build more muscle. I'm just looking at a few notes here. So after you cross middle age, the human growth hormone will decline sharply so that there'll be a 14% decrease every year. The faster your HGH, human growth hormone, declines, the more it will fan the flames of aging. That doesn't sound like something that I want. Whereas by replenishing human growth hormone, by fasting back into your system, this will help you override various signs of aging that can be linked to weight gain and other disorders. In fact, increased human growth hormone is known to delay signs of aging, like wrinkles, acne, bone denseness, and loss of lean muscle. So I'm 58 years old. I've definitely noticed some of those things happening in my body. Anybody else notice any of those things happening in their body? Raise your hand. Have you noticed some wrinkles, maybe a little muscle loss, different signs of aging? You can help reverse those things. You can slow down the process of aging by fasting. So once we bring up, okay, so this is some of the things that human growth hormone is responsible for. This is pretty cool. Converting body fat into muscle mass. Woohoo! Boosting energy levels, tissue repair and growth, healing, brain function, bone strength, sexual function, maintaining vitality and health of organs. So that's pretty cool. So we definitely would love to have some more human growth hormone. So let's see, what else? So human growth hormone, which we're going to be able to raise up with water fasting. So tomorrow you're going to get your spike, is going to increase your energy levels, better cardiac output. It's going to give you superior immune function, enhanced sexual performance, increased exercise performance, better kidney function, stronger bones, lowered blood pressure, faster wound healing. Need I go on? How amazing. Rejuvenated and young skin. Nice. So you don't need Botox or fillers. You can just reverse the aging process and make yourself young metabolically and increase the youth of your cells by fasting, by going through our Puta Vida transformation system. Here's a couple of other things that human growth hormone does. It eliminates cellulite. Sounds good. Mood elevation, sharper vision, and proper sleep. All right, so those are some pretty cool benefits of human growth hormone. Who wants more human growth hormone? I've got somebody commenting and it says Facebook user. I don't know who you are unless you accept the StreamYard rules or whatever the heck it is. So you have to accept the StreamYard rules so that I know who you are. If you don't care that I don't know who you are, that's fine. Okay, so that's what we're going to be expecting tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to be feeling better. If you got any headaches or hunger, it's normal to still have some headaches and hunger today, depending on how caffeine dependent you have been, depending on how toxic you are, depending on whether or not you've ever fasted before. So every time you do these fasts, your body goes deeper and deeper and deeper into what it needs to repair. So innate intelligence lives within you. You are a miracle. You have the power in you that made this planet and made all of the living things that you see on this planet. That power lives in you. But if you don't give your body the good stuff and take away the bad stuff, sickness and illness and symptoms occur. Those are just signs that your body is out of balance and not getting what it needs. So the most powerful thing you can do, the most inexpensive thing you can do is water fast. Doesn't cost any money. It just takes motivation, a decision. Talked about this earlier in my last training video. It takes a decision that you want to make a change, that you want to be better, that you want to feel better, that you want to have more energy, that you want to be here for your kids or your grandkids that you want more, that you're not a 97%er, but you're a 3%er. 3% of the people take responsibility for their life, are proactive, don't procrastinate, take risks, live in love instead of fear. 97% of the people on the planet are victims, look outside of themselves for excuses of why they have the life that they have, operate out of fear, don't take risks, and play it safe. The 97%ers are just surviving. The 3%ers are thriving. Do you want to thrive or do you want to survive? I'm here to help you and guide you and encourage you and motivate you to thrive. I want you to be a thriver, not just a survivor. So right now, as you're going through this water fast or you're learning about this water fast, your liver's getting cleaned out. You're eliminating toxins that have been stored in your tissues. You're cleaning up cancerous cells, precancerous cells, cells that aren't healthy are dying off. Injured tissue from 20 years ago is being healed. So one of the things that happens during a water fast is you might start feeling aches and pains in different areas of your body. Those are old injuries, old traumas that the body's going back, and now it's finally having the space and the time and the energy and the power, because you're not shoving food down your face every 2 hours, to heal. Your body can now recycle by letting go of bad stuff and regenerate. So water fasting allows this circle of recycle, regeneration, recycle, regeneration, recycle with autophagy, self-eating, regenerate with stem cell activity, ketone activity, human growth hormone activity. And I also would impress upon you that emotional traumas. So when you're fasting, my experience has been that things start happening, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When you're fasting and you're getting all that crap out of your system, your brain function changes, your vibration increases. It's proven that we all vibrate at a certain level. So when you're fasting, your vibration increases, your thoughts become more positive. Basically, when you're fasting, you become more of who you really are. You get closer to your real self, your true self, or what I like to refer to as your higher self. So we have this higher self, who we really are, and then we have this, what I call the fake self, which is like the ego, that when you're born into this world, society teaches you about the ego. Make money, climb the corporate ladder, get as much as you can. You know, if you if someone else wins or has money, it's taking away from you. You know, basically, we're taught to come from the ego. We're taught to come from a selfish perspective, like we're just in it for ourselves. But the truth is that we're spiritual beings. We're here for a limited time. Our true self is a spiritual being, and these physical bodies that are just here temporarily. And my belief is that the spirit lives on, and these spiritual beings, the truth of who we really are, we're all connected. And what connects us but love? So you're either operating out of fear, which is a very low vibration, or you're operating up at love, which is a very high vibration. So if you're curious about anything that I'm talking about right now and it seems way out there, I would encourage you to read the book. You can buy it on Amazon, Power versus Force. I'll put it in the comment section here. Power versus Force. Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. Dr. David. One of the most powerful books I ever read. It was actually recommended to me, believe it or not, by Dr. Wayne Dyer. if you've heard of him, he's a huge spiritual teacher, written many, many books. He's no longer with us on the planet, but I met him in person, and the training that I went to that he led, he highly recommended reading the book, Power versus Force. I'm just finishing up the comment here. Book to read. Book to read, Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. Okay. So I just posted that. The other book that I would like you to read is Why We Get Sick book. Why We Get Sick. So these are for the 3%ers. If you're not a 3%er, you're not going to read and take the time to educate yourself, because you're going to look outside yourself for answers, and you're going to play a victim and not take responsibility for the life that you've created. Book, Why We Get Sick, by Dr. Benjamin Bickman. Dr. Benjamin Bickman. Why We Get Sick, Dr. Benjamin Bickman. Okay, so those are two really good books. The last thing I want to put in the chat is I want you to watch the documentary Fat Fiction. And if you've watched it before, watch it again. Everything that I teach in my 12-month coaching program is based on science and clinical studies, and there is no documentary that I've ever watched that explains things and interviews the experts to support what I do scientifically than this particular documentary, and it is found on Prime Video. All right, so Fat Fiction, documentary, Prime Video. All right, any questions about any of that? So we talked about day 3, what to expect, what's going on in your body. You should be feeling much better by tomorrow. Tomorrow's when you start feeling more energized. You might still be having bowel movements. So the average person has somewhere between, this is kind of disgusting, between 15 to 20 pounds of undigested junk in your gut, in your colon. The lining of most people's colons, unless you've done colonics or water fasting or enemas in the past, the lining of most people's colons is coated with this thick layer of wheat and corn and hydrogenated fats and just junk that's just coated up along the intestinal wall over the years. That's why colon cancer is so common. So you want to clean out your colon, water fast. Okay, so you might still be having bowel movements even on day 3. So I'm still having bowel movements. So I haven't eaten anything since Sunday night. I had bowel movements on Monday, bowel movements again today. I've done many of these water fasts, and typically I do have bowel movements sometimes up to 5 days. So it might be fairly regular. I know it's kind of gross to talk about this, but hey, it's a must. You need to understand, you need to know. So they might be normal bowel movements for the first couple of days. And then as you're detoxifying and getting deeper into that colon layer, that large intestine layer, you're going to start having more of like loose stools, diarrhea. That's totally common. That's just the body detoxifying. All right, so I just want to end up with covering a few products that I've covered in the past, but I just want to review. You want to be doing lots of minerals. So if you're doing just water, lots of minerals. So we carry all of these in our clinic for the most part. We have Vitalife Hawaiian salt, which is a mix of Mediterranean and Hawaiian salt with over 90 trace minerals. This is not pink Himalayan salt. I recommend this for anybody and everybody that wants to be healthy and wants to be their best. One of the main nutritional deficiencies that most people have are minerals, because our soils are depleted and we're not putting the minerals back into the soil. So this is very important during the 5-day water fast to keep your mineral levels up. pH minerals by Premier Research Lab. I don't have a bottle of that. You can order that in our clinic. Premier Research Lab minerals, liquid minerals from the Great Salt Lake. I also highly recommend using this product. You can order this in our clinic. Fizzy Tabs, molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet. You put this in water, it creates hydrogen water and helps you to detoxify and keep your minerals up and keep your energy up. This we also carry in our clinic, but this is something that you can also get on Amazon or at Sprouts. Natural Calm plus calcium. Make sure you get the one plus calcium. This is a natural laxative. It also helps to keep the calcium and magnesium high, which is what we need. The 4 electrolytes that you want to be very careful with when you're water fasting is sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. This is going to get you your sodium. You're going to get your potassium by including apple cider vinegar. So what you can do is first thing in the morning, do 4 to 6 ounces of warm water with 1/4 teaspoon of the Hawaiian salt and 1 or 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar to make sure that you're getting lots of good sodium and potassium, and make sure that that you're keeping your minerals high. And then if you're not having good bowel movements, you can use extra of this. So this is going to give you your calcium and magnesium electrolytes, but it's also going to help make sure that we're getting the bowels moving. So you can just follow the directions on the bottle, and it talks about starting with a certain amount and then slowly increasing until your bowels are moving. This is not a laxative. It's not aggressive. It's just calcium and magnesium in this form, which is primarily, I believe, magnesium carbonate, also acts as a natural laxative. So it's not going to hit you hard, like Smooth Move tea or something like that. If you haven't had a bowel movement at all since you started, please use the Natural Calm. And then you can also, as a little bit more aggressive, you can use this pink salt, a full teaspoon, in a full 16 to 18 ounces of warm water, a full teaspoon. That's a lot. Dissolve it, drink it down all at once. It's very similar to what they do before you have like a colonoscopy. It should clear out your intestines. So please don't wait until tomorrow. If you had not had a bowel movement yet, use a couple of teaspoons of this tonight. You should have bowel movement by the next morning. Or let's get some the 16 to 18 ounces of a full teaspoon of this Hawaiian salt, which is not the same as pink Himalayan, so that we can just clear everything out. A couple of other products that I would recommend if you want to go a little bit deeper, and this has been, you've had multiple fasts and you want to get more out of it, we can use Cytodetox, which is a chelator that's going to bind to any toxins that you're releasing. And then you want to take bind at night before you go to sleep so that those toxins don't recirculate through the hepatic portal system. The body likes to recycle bile. Toxins are fat soluble. They get stuck in the bile. As the bile goes down from the small intestine into the colon, the body likes to recycle that bile. When you take this and this during a water fast, you're going to decrease the chances of your body auto-intoxifying itself. Another thing you can do, which is the first time I'm showing this product, is coffee enemas, or you can use a product like this. I bought this online, Althea's, and it's equivalent to a coffee enema, but in a suppository form. Althea's, and they are suppositories made from organic cocoa butter, coffee extract. I've used this periodically on different fasts that I've done with great results. This is just a suppository that you would put into the anal area right before you go to sleep. And what it's going to do is it's going to slowly dissolve and dissipate and go up through, believe it or not, the same hepatic portal system is going to go up through and have the effects through the liver and by flushing the bile, very similar to a coffee enema. But who wants to do a coffee enema? So this is a really nice, easy alternative to a coffee enema. Again, none of these things are necessary. What is necessary is that you're drinking plenty of water and that you're putting minerals in all of your water. The only product I didn't cover tonight, which we don't carry in our office, but you can get it on Amazon or at Sprouts, is Nuun Electrolyte tablets, Nuun. I'll put it in the comment section. And I recommend the Sport Electrolyte version. And they're flavored, but there's no sugar. Electrolyte. Sport Electro. There's a C in there, CJ. Okay, Nuun Sport Electrolytes. They come in all different flavors. So I don't want you drinking any water unless it has the natural calm in it, or the molecular hydrogen, or the pink salt. If you don't have these specialty products, because you're not in my clinic, if you're not a client, just let me know. We can ship them out to you right away. But the Nuun is would be a bare minimum, and you can get that online or at Sprouts. And if you have Prime, Amazon Prime, those will come typically the very next day, or just run to Sprouts or Whole Foods. I think Sam's Club has them as well, and maybe even Walmart. So Nuun Sport Electrolytes. Okay, I think that's good. That's what to expect for day 3. Whatever modified version you're doing, that's fine. We're all human. We're not perfect. Go with your gut. Just do what you feel like you can do. I have bone broth at night. Can you speak to me different results, including bone broth? So Facebook user, I don't know who you are because you haven't accepted the terms of StreamYard, but that's okay. So bone broth is a different type of fast to do, and it's going to do some different things. You're going to get the deepest effects with water, but bone broth is also a really good option. Bone broth has some natural fats in it, some protein. So you're not going to go as deep into ketosis. You're not going to go as deep into autophagy. But what bone broth will do for you is it'll really help to heal your gut. Now, we are healing the gut now with the water fast, because when you don't put any food in there and the stem cell activity has gone up and the human growth activity has gone up, we're rebuilding your gut lining. The bone broth is specific for people that have very damaged guts, maybe leaky gut syndrome, maybe celiac disease, maybe irritable bowel syndrome, some type of autoimmune, which is always traced back to leaky gut. The bone broth has high levels of glycine, which is amino acid, specifically really, really good for the cells of the gut to rebuild. So the glycine helps to regenerate those cells that line the gut. So that's what the bone broth would be helpful for. So I'm all about variation. Do a water fast. Maybe if you did the water fast in January, do a bone broth fast this time. Let's do an all green juice fast. No fruit, but green juice fast. All different fasts have different benefits and different purposes. And I think it's really important in all of our life, whether it's with relationships or exercise or food or activities, to have variation. Something to be said about variety is the spice of life. Health is increased with variety. The strength of your body's immune system, the strength of your body's ability to adapt is increased with variety. That's why, like, maybe you've heard of people doing like far infrared saunas for 15, 20 minutes. So high heat, 160 degrees, coming out of the sauna and jumping into a cold bath. It's that shock. It's that eustress. We call that healthy stress to a degree. We don't want to be throwing stresses all the time, but varying how you eat, varying your exercise routine, varying where you go on vacations, varying your social activities makes you a stronger, more well-rounded person in mind, body, and spirit. So we always want to do different things. You know, my Pura Vida Transformation System, I'm in the wellness part of my program. The first part of the program for most people for the first 12 months is just learning how to burn fat, cleaning out the body, staying very low carb, high healthy fats. But once you get into your 20s or 30s metabolically, now what we want to do is we want to do wellness, which is diet variation. High carb days, low carb days, high fat days, low fat days, high protein days, low protein days. I will say that the best diet long term is intermittent fasting, keto. But you cannot just stay with keto all the time. You can't stay low carb, high fat, minimal to moderate protein long term. You have to throw in healthy carbs periodically. Feast days, so feast, famine. It's all about variation. Somebody asked, can I use Ultima Replenisher in my water? I'm not sure what that is. What is Ultima Replenisher? If it's minerals and there's no preservatives or sugar, what is, yeah, I'm not sure who's asking the question because it just shows up as Facebook user. So if you're a client of mine, oh, it's Coach Teresa. So Coach Teresa, are you the one asking the question about Ultima Replenisher, or who's asking that? One of my clients that I'm doing the bone broth fast, about 8 ounces in the morning, 8 ounces in the evening, along with water, minerals, fizz, started yesterday. Awesome. That's a huge win. That's a great fast, Roberta. Good job. All right, any other questions before I sign off? So tomorrow night? Oh, no, Nancy's asking. I don't know what Ultima Replenisher is. Can you, if you want to send me, Nancy, you're a client of mine, send me a picture of the front and the back so I can see the exact ingredients through my private coaching line, and I'll let you know about the Ultima Replenisher. All right, if there's no more questions, tomorrow night I'll be going live again on day 7. Amazing work, everybody. We're finishing up day 2. We're going into day 3. Tomorrow night at 7, I will be going live once again, getting you ready and prepared for our day 4 of this water fast. And I'm excited, and I'm going through this with you. So don't feel like you're going through it alone. We have quite a few people going through the fast right now. Lots of people have registered. Please, if you've registered for the fast, if you're watching me, pump me up. Let me know that you're watching. Comment that you're watching. Comment how it's going for you. Maybe you're just watching to get some education. Let me know that. Connect with me. Let me know that I'm not just alone on this. Dana said thank you. She's a client of mine. Awesome. All right, anybody else? All right, everybody. This is Dr. CJ Benkert with Pura Vida Wellness, helping you, encouraging you, motivating you, helping you discover your purest life in mind, body, and spirit, using natural healing strategies and techniques that our ancestors have been using for years. And in our wisdom, we think is our wisdom, modernized, industrialized society, we have strayed from our roots. Let's get back to our roots. Goosebumps right now. Let's get back to our roots. Let's get back to the reason we're alive on this planet right now is because our ancestors survived by fasting, by feasting and famining, by not eating at a 7-Eleven or a fast food restaurant every day or every 2 hours. Our ancestors survived, and we're here today because they ate natural, God-given foods, whole, unprocessed foods, and they feasted and famined. So you are not, if you're in this 5-day water fast and you might think I'm not eating, you're eating lots right now. You're eating body fat, half a pound to a full pound per day. You're eating disease cells, bad cells, unhealthy tissue, cancerous cells. Your body's eating all kinds of stuff right now. Bad cells cannot adapt. You're losing the bad cells, and all the healthy, optimal functioning cells are being untouched. We're thinning you down. We're narrowing it down to the good, healthy cells. And then when we're done and we start bringing in the healthy foods, and I'll teach you exactly how to break this fast. Now we're going to reseed. Now we're going to rebuild your body from the ground floor, rebuild new muscle, rebuild new liver cells, rebuild new gut lining cells, rebuild new pancreatic cells, new lung cells. Whatever needs to be rebuilt will be rebuilt when we finish this. Right now, we're just recycling. We're taking away all the junk that we don't need. Dr. CJ Benkert with Puta Vida Wellness, helping you, encouraging you, motivating you to live your best, purest life in mind, body, and spirit. Until tomorrow, have an amazing evening.